We are so pleased that you have joined us today at our Leadership Excellence Forum with Capstone Performance Solutions. We want to start with the ground rules of our forums because we do want everybody to feel extremely safe. We want you to feel free to share your thoughts and your ideas, to fully engage and enrich our dialogue and support each other. We would love for you to follow us on social media. If you've never used a QR code before, all you have to do is to put your camera up to the QR code. You're going to see a little yellow box surround it, and then you just press on that little yellow URL link that will pop up below that. Dr. Woodard.
Thank you so much, Tammy. I am thrilled to launch season 2 of the Leadership Excellence Forum. We are so excited to be able to bring some really exceptional topics and special guests this season with you. And today we are kicking it off with exceptional leaders in the construction industry. They have tons of experience to share. But today, we're really focusing on entrepreneurs, small business owners, those of you who are ready to launch and grow your business. That's our topic for today. This season is going to be unique in that we are going to intentionally offer tracks that are related to specific industries. This is a psychologically safe environment. This is a place for leaders to convene, to talk and be transparent and have dialogue around critical topics that can help you be a more effective leader now and into the future. This is a place for you to learn and grow, try on some new skills, and to be able to ask questions and share your challenges, as well as opportunities to learn and grow and support each other as well. So we're excited to dive right in today with our special guest. Eric Thomas is the lead estimator and project manager. Eric is known for his Southern charm and his way of just connecting with people. And that's literally how we met. He came to do the replacement of our roof in my home. And I just found him to be a very warm, genuine, and sincere family-oriented person who I just enjoy doing business with. Eric has over 25 years of experience in the roofing industry, specializing in not just residential, but also commercial. He has numerous technical certifications and education in this space, but more importantly, Eric really knows how to make the technical things really simple for us novices who know nothing about roofing. And we really appreciate that. His strengths are in vendor and client price negotiating, strategic project planning, also training and development of their salespeople. So he's bringing a wealth of knowledge and experience to our conversation today. He has managed projects that exceed 135 million. And so he knows what he's talking about. And we're excited to have Eric and his beautiful wife, Tamika Thomas, who is his co-founder of the Roof Clinic as well. Tamika is the director of operations. She began her career in the insurance industry, where she amassed 17 years of expertise in property claims and really moved up quickly to the top echelon of the company due to her management skills, her organization skills that I have personally witnessed. Tamika has a wealth of experience in recruitment of staff, performance management, training and development, data analysis, and project management. Basically, she wears a lot of hats and she wears them quite well. Tamika also has over 25 years of experience and has also managed projects that exceed 135 million. And so we're just excited to have both of them carving out time to be with us today. So Eric and Tamika, welcome to the Leadership Excellence Forum. It's a pleasure and an honor to have you with us today.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, we are super excited about engaging with you all today to talk about this very necessary topic. If you guys are ready to supercharge your business, I think that's what we're going to do today.
Yeah. Supercharge our business. Yes, I love the sound of that. So today we're talking about identifying your ideal customer avatar. And I'll just be honest, when I started my business 8.5 years ago, I said, everybody's my target audience. I can do leadership development anywhere and everywhere. And I learned over time that was not a smart move. That was not a strategy at all because we can't serve everyone. First of all, we simply
Yeah.
don't have the marketing budget to really serve everyone. And if we want to be strategic about who we're connecting with and building relationships with, we have to focus in with laser-like focus on who is our ideal customer. And so that's why today's topic is so vitally important if you want to grow and expand your business. Every month I come to you and I tell you my definition, my perspective of leadership excellence. But today I'm going to reverse that. I'm going to ask our special guests, Eric and Tamika, what is leadership excellence to you?
I think I can take this one. So here at the Roof Clinic, I would say just providing continuous education to our guys, always making sure that they are up to date on the latest product knowledge and installation guidelines, which in terms that allows our customers to build confidence in any solution that we have for any roofing problem that they need or any problem that they experience in their building. Now that allows us to be a trusted advisor role for them, giving them any advice, making sure that they don't have to stay up late nights, kind of pondering on it. And that allows us to build long-term relationship with our clients, and they trust all the stuff that we give them as far as detailed roofing concerns.
I love that you said a trusted advisor and building relationships. You know, I once heard someone say customers are one time, but clients are recurring. And I believe
Yes.
it's really important that if we want to have clients, because we need them to come back time and time again. So being a trusted advisor, building that trust, having a connection with them, as you so easily do with your Southern charm, Eric, that is so vitally important if you want to retain your customers. And that's important. After you identify them and attract them to your business, you want to be able to retain them in your business as well. So thank you, Eric, for sharing your perspective of what leadership excellence is. So let's delve into this topic for today of identifying our ideal customer avatar. Tamika, I'm going to address this question to you. What is your definition? We want to make sure we're starting off on the same page. What is your working definition of the ideal customer avatar?
So, a solid working definition of the ideal customer avatar, and just moving forward, let's just say ICA for the sake of time.
Okay, sure.
It is a single person or company that is your ideal market. And that means that they win by purchasing product and service from you. Equally important, it means that they're both willing and able to purchase what you're offering. So that means that they have the funds and they want to share those funds with you because of a product or service that you're offering to them. So it's mutual and it's reciprocating. I think it's important that we get very clear and concise with your ICA about who that is by identifying their wants and their needs, because it hones the brand and the voice of your business. You mentioned earlier, Tina, that you started your business by speaking to everyone. I sell this type of service, everyone needs the service. And like you mentioned, being in business, you learned early on that was not ideal because we sell roofs. And when you think about selling roofs, if you've got a building, you've got a roof, we could certainly offer that service to any and everyone, and our prospect list be limitless. It could be. But when we take the necessary action of drilling in and scaling in to who we can provide our ideal service to, then there's a strategy and a talent to doing that. And I'm hoping that today I can share with you, you should have received a worksheet that outlines the process of what we do in doing that. And there is strategy to it. We call it a brainstorming session. I'd like to share with you just a little bit on that worksheet about what we do. We call it a power session. And we call it a power session because we just wanted to find something that was cool and innovative that got our team really excited about what we do when we want to get in our war room, which is basically this very room. Eric says we lock the doors and we provide meals and we stay in here until we get it right. But it's not that graphic.
It's just that graphic because when we sit in this room, we order lunch and we just sit in and we ponder and go over things that can make us better for our customers, and we can resolve any issue that they may be dealing with. So we try to collect the information so we can have it when we go back to them and have solutions to their problems.
So
And
when we
that's
get in
so
this room,
important, that you take the time out of because some of us business owners are so focused on product delivery, service delivery, that we don't take the time to do what's necessary to analyze who our customers are and what we need and how we need to adopt and adapt to their evolving preferences.
exactly.
Those preferences and needs aren't static. We have to stay attuned to the environment and constantly environmentally scan to see what's going on with our customers and how we can best serve them. So yes, I agree wholeheartedly.
And you mentioned, Dr. Woodard, about adopting and adapting. And that's exactly what this power worksheet does for us. It allows us to adopt and adapt. So the first thing that we do is someone has come up with this brilliant service, product, or offer that we need to entertain and send to the public. We write it down. We have a funnel of product and services. Some have come into fruition, some are still just in pipeline. But when we're ready to take it to the public, we come in this room, we say, okay, who is the ideal ICA that we want to give this to? What are the favorable attributes of that person? And we categorize it all here. We just label out, we just throw it against the wall, whatever sticks. And then we outline the offer in detail, everything involved with that offer. We hit the pain points of it. We brainstorm, what are the problems? What are the inconveniences that this offer is going to be the solution to? After we've done that, we then drill into the pros and cons of that. And then from there, once we've gotten that all together, then we go and say, okay, so we know exactly what we want this offer to look like, but who's the focus market here? Okay, so once we've done that worksheet and done that preliminary work, then we go to our customer management system and we go back and look at those attributes of the ICA. And we go back to our database and says, who fits this profile? We pull one individual or company, and I make a phone call to that individual. I say, listen, this is a new product or service that we're interested in sending out to the public. I would love to get your feedback on these pain points, any additional stories that you can provide, any asset information that you would provide to make this more ideal to what you would want to use in your company. Most are willing and excited about the phone call, and they want that worksheet and they just have it and they tear it apart. The kind of information that we get back is gold. We think that we've done our due diligence in that room with the pain points, but when they tear it up and they send it back to us, we have a luminous amount of real-time data information of, I love your product, but I would love to see this. Can you add this? Have you considered this? So then I get back on the phone with that individual. I do any clarifications with them. We come back in the war room and we craft that offer to a specific need. Not only do we have a direct ICA that we're speaking to because they helped us craft the offer, but then I go back into our CRM and I pull like individuals from that trusted network that I identified from that one, and I find more similars to it. They give us referrals, and then we go to cold calls from there. So we have 3 revenues, 3 prospect lists that we had developed just from that one worksheet. From our hot leads, which are people we're already doing business with, already have relationships with, from referrals of that hot lead list, that's our warm bucket. And then our cold list is those same attributes. We've gone and gotten a list of people that fit that profile, and those are going to be our new clients. That is our new customer prospecting list that we're going to market to for this new offering. We rinse and repeat the same every time we have a new offering that we want to institute. And the information that we get and the way we are able to craft our marketing, craft our communications, it's just boundless, because when we send out this information, they feel like we are speaking directly to them, which is what we are doing. We want them to know that they are top of mind with us. When we present a product or service, they are top of mind, and that we're creating these things to enhance their building capacity. So it's, again, a reciprocating relationship that's ongoing. That's pretty much in a nutshell how we identify our ICA, which is important to know. How you start your business for new startups It's very different on where it's going to be 3 months, 3 years, 5 years. That's why every time you get a new product and service, it's important to go back to your power session and do this, because your ICA is going to evolve and change with your business.
Yes. And for those customers who participate in the session, we give them a free service too, so they can experience it for themselves. And that way they'll go and share that with other friends. But what people don't realize is all the ICAs, they run in circles.
Yes.
If you provide a service to one, they always have another building owner who they're friends with. And then you find yourself getting passed around to different ICAs. And so that just expands your market and helps you grow even faster.
Wow, wow, and wow. I'm just fiercely taking notes over here. This is amazing. This whole process, it's complex, but
Yeah.
it's necessary. And I'm going to raise my hand, you all. I'm going to raise my hand and say, I don't do that. I do not do all of that. When I introduce new products, I'm so thankful for you all sharing this information because number one, we've learned several things here. We must have a CRM that we are actively using. We are
Yes.
businesses. Some of us are just launching our businesses. And let me tell you, an Excel spreadsheet is not going to cut it. You
no.
have to have a CRM to be able to manage. Did you hear Tamika talk about how she selects people from her CRM? That means they have one, they're utilizing it, they're building onto it. Every time they meet a new customer, they're adding that to their CRM. I also heard you talk about testing and experimentation. You're not afraid to go to your customer base and say, this is a new idea that we're working on to help me tear it apart. What's great about it? What don't you like about it? You all, that's akin to design thinking. We have to design for our end users because if we design in a vacuum, we're surely going to have some blind spots and we're not going to hit on everything that's important to our customers. So, wow, I'm just still in awe of this process that you've shared with us today. And the worksheet is phenomenal. I'm going to open the floor up to our audience to see what questions might you have that you want to present to Eric and Tamika at this time. Just come off of mute and you can ask your questions.
Sorry for the background, y'all. Thank you for hosting this and putting this together. And also thank you to Eric and Tamika for sharing what you're doing. We say this is game. You're giving some real good points here. When you have the list of things, and let's say that there's either a new service that you don't offer this particular service or you don't do this particular thing, how do you respond when either one, a customer brings up something that you don't currently do? Do you go in that direction? Do you tweak things to fit what they want because that might be a high-end customer? Or do you stay the course and then map that out in the future? That's my first part of my question.
Thank you for the question, Mark. I appreciate that. And that is part of the testing and the design. So when they tear apart, and that's the only term I can think about, because this worksheet is only 2 pages long, but sometimes the trusted network will send it back and it becomes 4 pages long. And I appreciate all the information and input that they give. And a lot of times, Mark, it is suggestions. So they've taken the one offer and created, I don't know, maybe 5 or 6 renditions of or something unique to it. If it's fitting to what the focus is, we definitely are going to roundtable that and figure out how we can tweak that offer to incorporate it. If it's something off the cuff and different, it goes into the pipeline. And I have that conversation with them when we have our roundtable again with the Trusted Network. I say, listen, you gave me some wonderful suggestions. Right now, we want to focus on this particular offer of executing and implementing it, but I appreciate the feedback. It is going into my funnel. And when we're ready to observe and evaluate that, I'd love to bring you back in-house and let's talk about that more. I think if you muddy the waters too heavily, then you lose focus on your ICA and your intentionality of really streamlining your product. So keep things in phases. And let that person know we want the feedback. We appreciate the feedback, but make sure that the offer that you're trying to pursue, you have all the bullet points and nuggets of that to execute. And then when the timing is right, you'll go back and revisit those additional things because business is ever growing and ever evolving. So you want to be able to put those additional requests in a hopper to add them in when the time is right. But the focus of your current product and service, you're trying to get execution on that right away. So timing.
Right. And Mark, also, I just got a request this morning for a green space.
Yes.
On top of a building, like a 10-story building. I don't do green spaces. But my customers appreciate the honesty. I say, hey, look, this is not what we do at the moment, but we will get there soon. And so they said, well, just give us a quote for what you do. So we'll do everything around that. By saying that, Mark, you cannot build a relationship without being honest with customers.
Yeah.
And they respect you for that. And then they say, okay, when you get to that point, Mark, where you can achieve this, reach back out to us and let us know, and we'll try on another project or something, whatever you do. So always keep the line of communication open and keep the honesty open when you're speaking with your customer, because it means everything.
Another piece to that too about the vegetative green requests that we got, when we told them this is not something that's in our wheelhouse right now, they said, well, we don't really even know if we should have it or if we want it and if it's even a good idea. So could you please just do the standard roofing for this on the low membrane? And then we're going to go back to the table and decide if this is even something that we want. So now we're getting ready to have a discussion of why we don't even think that's a good idea for them and give them some resources on when we talk about the structure and the foundation types of roofing, having vegetative space on that, it's a whole can of worms that you don't want to entertain. So trusted partner, right? Ongoing relationship, respecting our expertise. And now we have the partnership of bidding that roof, getting that project. And that's something along the lines later. They now trust us and they're taking our thoughts and perspective into how they're going to construct their next building. So it all goes hand in hand.
That's good. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Excellent. We had 2 questions that were submitted as a part of the registration for this that were all about data and how we gather data. And I heard you say you reach out to your customers. How are you collecting data, Eric and Tamika, in a way that allows you to go back and analyze it and utilize it to develop new products and services?
So in development phase, this is our core application of what we do. But once we've decided, okay, we are ready to execute this offer, then we put target markets around it. We put numbers. We want the return on the investment to be X. We want the amount of prospects to be X. We want leads to be X. We put numbers to everything, and we let our website and our conversions dictate if this offer is something we need to keep going with or if it's not. And our ROIs are going to tell us that very immediately. Customer feedback is going to tell us that very immediately, reviews, etc. So all of that is number based. We look at once we prospect a new offer and it is executed, we're tracking numbers. Every week we have a follow-up call and we say, okay, how is the new offer doing? How many prospects have we gotten from that? Rinse and repeat. You have to know your numbers. And so our customer management system, I hate to drill in that, but it really is the Achilles of what we do. It houses everything. We report those numbers out. We see what's working well and what's not. If it's not broke, there's no reason to try to fix it. You keep doing that and doing it well as you incorporate new avenues and new revenue streams along the way. You have to know your numbers.
Yes, knowing those numbers, that's so critical. And those numbers will tell us we need to sunset a product or service.
Sure.
Yeah.
About a time when you've had to sunset a product or service.
So can I have this one, Eric?
Yeah, you can go ahead and have it.
Okay. I have to go back to when we initially started. We do roofs. It's easy peasy. You got a building, you need a roof more than likely. So we started off residential, commercial. If you buy a roof from us, you need a maintenance plan for it. Sell it to everyone. Worst thing that you can do. We found out very quickly, residential homeowners do not find value in having preventive maintenance. Do they need it? Yes, but do they find value? And remember what I said in the very beginning, your ideal ICA has to be both willing and able to invest in the service that you provide. And I'm speaking monetarily. So if they don't find value, it's a wasted effort for you to try to market it. So we found out very quickly that residential folks are interested in having a trusted roofer on dial that they can call when they have an urgent need or a roof replacement or an immediate repair. End of discussion. But we found out very quickly that our commercial industrial clients, I'm talking about your warehouses, your skyscrapers, et cetera, they absolutely value and understand the substantial investment in preventive maintenance. They want to hold off a premature roof replacement as many years as possible. So they want to invest on the front end, do all that you can to make sure that this roof is sustainable for as long as possible before I have to write a $300,000, $500,000 check to replace it. They get that top of mind. Our commercial industrial client is our ICA. So when we craft our messages, when we do our marketing, when we do our website copy, our email drip campaigns, think no doubt about it. We are speaking to our commercial industrial client. They are top of mind with us because they are our target market. And I want people to understand that just because you go after one market doesn't mean that you outcast the rest. Our residential clients, we are here for them and we are ready to service them, but they're not who we are marketing to. So a lot of people think that if they take just one tone and they go after one market, that the remaining people that may need their services won't hear them. It's not true at all. It just means that that person is top of mind. You're doing the necessary research. They feel that relationship is top of mind and that loyalty and that investment is there. The outside prospects will still come to you for those services as needed. You're just very niched in who you're marketing to.
Residential clients are very reactive and industrial are very proactive because they understand the amount of the investment that they put up on that building. So they want to make sure they extend the life expectancy out as long as possible. That case study showed us that the reactive customer spends about maybe 40% more than the actual proactive customer when it comes down to repairs, re-roofing, and restorations. So it's one of those situations where you gotta think about, hey, do I want to just maintenance my car when it breaks, or do I want to take it to the Dodge dealership and have them serviced before it breaks? And I think that's a good example to use. We all own a car and we just pull it in when we feel like it. We follow that strict maintenance plan they give us from the dealership, and it allows that car to run efficient. And we can get the full life expect out of that product and keep it for a very long time. And that is how we look at what we do on a commercial versus a residential standpoint.
Right. So, and will you just share with our audience how long you've been in business?
We're going into our 13th year.
13th year.
Mhm.
Okay. Because I've known you all for quite some time. When I first met you, you were only residential.
Yeah.
Right.
When I think about businesses and small and medium-sized businesses, we're trying to grow and scale our companies. And sometimes that may mean shifting our strategy. You all successfully, very successfully shifted your strategy. As you mentioned, you didn't omit your residential, but you added commercial, and now commercial is really probably your primary revenue driver. You all are constantly learning and researching and staying abreast of what's really going on in your industry, and that's critical for us as business owners as well.
Yes.
But impetus behind your shift in your strategy from purely residential to residential and commercial, and now it's grown so much that it's mostly commercial now. What was the impetus behind that shift in your strategy?
I just think it's the market. Sometimes the market forces you to change.
Yeah.
You got to look at where your market is going. On the residential side, it is so much, what's a good word for it? Just people don't understand the value of a good contractor. It's a lot of, just underhanded money being passed around on that side of the industry. And it's all about the cheapest price. You got to understand the value of your service, your product. And we took that and we said, okay, that industry is starting to go down. So we need to shift to an industry who appreciate and values what we do. So we come to find out that the industrial side really appreciates the actual service plan that we put out. First, like Tamika told you earlier, the residential, they don't understand it. And they rather sit there and wait for a problem to occur to give us a call. So it's just based on the market sometimes allows you to shift and look at which direction it's going in. And if you continue to follow that direction, you'll be forced to change and it could probably put you out of business. So that's why we said, hey, residential is more profitable. And that's what we shift our focus to. And that's what we market to.
Yes. I mentioned at the beginning of our conversation the importance of constantly doing an environmental scan. We have to stay apprised of what's going on in our industry. We don't want to be offering a BlackBerry when everybody's moved on to an iPhone 16, right? We have to stay apprised in terms of what our customers are seeking and anticipate their needs and then offer a product or service that exceeds their needs. One thing that I do admire about Steve Jobs is how he would anticipate the customer's needs so much that he would tell us what we needed before we even realized we needed it.
That's
and
it.
he would show
That is
us
it.
that
That's
we needed it. And
Mhm.
so we have to be so attuned to what's going on environmentally in the marketplace and with our customers, and so connected to them that we can anticipate their needs and even show them, you do need this. You do need a maintenance plan on your roof. Show them what they need before they even realize that they need it. So that requires a deep understanding and connection with your customers.
Yes, it does.
Yes, yes. Okay, so at this point, what are some takeaways? I'm taking away so much, and this is for everybody. You can come off mute and just share what are you taking away from this really great conversation we've had with Eric and Tamika today about identifying your ICA. Anyone want to share a takeaway or two?
My comment is just very, very quick, and that was just the reiteration how important it is to follow that strategic strategy as you build your business and just really fine tune your processes. So that was just very encouraging.
I'd like to say, I appreciate the information that you all shared today. It was very helpful. And also in how you're able to just grow your relationships with your customers. As with any company, your customers, they're the ones that pay the bills. It's nice to see that you all are able to make your business thrive by retaining your customers and also growing your business through innovative ways, like adding different products and services. That's very helpful. I look around in my company and you see some of those same things, even though we don't do roofing. I think it's very important that you do those things in order to thrive as a company.
Absolutely. Jonathan, it just really goes back to what Eric and I say all the time is you don't want to speed date in your business.
No,
You want to date to marry.
we want to give out rings in our business.
Yeah.
I love that.
That is a
That's
wonderful analogy. I love it.
Yes, it is. It really is. And that speaks to customers who are just, that's a one night stand almost, right?
Oh,
We don't want any one night stands.
we don't like the one night stand.
We want advocates. We want long-term relationships. We really want them to be able to call us and say, listen, have y'all thought about this? Or I'm having this issue with my roof. We want to be their trusted advisor. When they think roofing top of mind, let me just call and bounce this off of whatever. And that could turn into a product or service. Just how many phone calls have I gotten? I'm like, you know what? We need to really take a look at that, do some research behind it. And there comes a new product and service.
It goes back to Mark's question about the services you don't offer.
Yeah.
Take a look at it, and then we come in, have a power session, brainstorm and see how can we make that happen and put some parameters around it.
And off you go.
Mm-hmm.
Right. The sign of an effective leader, business owner, is the willingness to experiment and to take a risk. Really, when I think about inquiries that we receive where it may not be squarely within our wheelhouse, but if it's supplemental or related in any kind of way, I'm like, okay, I know 80% of it and I can figure out the other 20% or staff my team with someone who has that level of expertise. I'm fielding a request right now from a client that is really a diamond in the rough type of coach that they're seeking. But I said, I'm going to find that person. And so I'm searching now under every rock to try to find the exact type of coach with the experience and credentials that this particular client is seeking. I didn't say no, and I'm doing my best to exceed their expectations. So, Mark, you came off of mute. Did you want to share a lesson learned or a takeaway from the conversation?
Well, this is just really in the area of a lot of the things that I'm figuring out in real time. The work that we do is with school districts. School districts are traditionally very transactional. And so we've been doing it for 10 years. We are at an inflection point where these are the conversations we need to be having.
Mm.
And so because we were in a course talking about this, we actually started having this conversation about the things that they value. But here's the kicker. The school pays us. The parents are the ones who invest their child in our program. And the child is the one who actually determines whether or not they want to be there. And so we have there's a multi-layered thing that needs to happen. And I'm literally thinking about how to actually launch something where our team goes out and we focus on speaking with the youth, speaking with the parents, speaking with the school district, and then compiling that data, bringing it back together at the end of the year, and then having something for that. So this conversation kind of helps solidify kind of a go forward strategy, not to ignore any one of those customers, because most times folks are saying, focus on the one who cuts the checks. It's not that
Right.
simple for the business that we do. So
Right.
No.
thank y'all.
That's exactly it, Mark. And I loved hearing you say that you are willing to do the groundwork that's necessary.
Right.
Everybody that's involved has an opinion, has a say so, and that feedback from them is going to be necessary for you to develop your product and service. So get all the feedback. And then at the end of the day, you and your team are going to come up with something that gels it together, but also makes sense for you to do productively.
Yes.
So I wish you the best. I know it's going to work out.
Yeah, same here. I know you're going to be able to pull that together, Mark, and come up with some data that will give you insights that will be helpful for you. Okay, well, we are out of time, but oh my, what a time we've had. Thank you, thank you, thank you, Eric and Tamika. I would love to have you all back in the Leadership Excellence Forum, because what we did not talk about today is the dynamic of a husband and wife team. And Mark, I know you and your wife are co-founders of your organization as well. I would love to come back at some point and talk about that dynamic of how you work together when you're married to your business partner.
Oh, Mark, that's a whole episode now, sir.
Look, listen, you better have a therapist on call. Don't just do stuff like that.
It sounds like a topic that's going to be worthy of discussion. So I'm looking forward to it. And Mark, maybe you and Mahalia can be a part of our special guest panel that day as well with Eric and Tamika. That will be a time.
What do you mean, Tina? I can't wait to come to work with my wife. It's the highlight of my day.
I know it is. Tammy, would you like to go ahead and do our door prize? And
Absolutely. So the door prize for today is going to be Capstone's Daily Excellence Journal. So let's spin the wheel and see who's going to win today. Tahara Hubbard.
Tahara, okay, wonderful. Congratulations, Tahara.
Before we go, I wanted to share our QR code one more time. So again, just point your camera up to the QR code and you'll see the little orange square pop up around it, and follow that URL. And that way you can follow us on social media. And don't forget to share your posts online as well. And I would encourage you to join our next forum. It's going to be scheduled on October the 17th on Thursday from 11:30 to 12:10. Thank you very much.
Thank you
Thank
all
you
for
for
joining us today. Thank you again, Eric and Tamika. I'm Dr. Tina Woodard, helping you make daily excellence possible. And until next time, go out and be great. Thank you all.
Thank you.